What's your problem? Huh?
My animal instincts are
Why?
She thought she was rescuing a stray kitten, but Roswell had other plans. From day one, his heart belonged to her husband, leaving her as the amused third wheel.
Hi, Roswell. Are you happy? I'm home too. Okay.
He said no.
Roswell was not just any cat. He was small when they found him, skinny, cautious, and with eyes that seemed to carry a lifetime of secrets. He had been hiding under a friend's old shed, watching the world go by, waiting for someone to notice him. It was early autumn, the air cool and soft, and the woman who spotted him thought she was rescuing a stray. In truth, she was inviting a new chapter into her life, one she never could have imagined. She was moving in a week, and without hesitation, she asked the man she was dating, now her husband, if she could take the kitten with her. He said yes without a pause, as though it was the most natural thing in the world. And so, Roswell came into their lives. From that first day, the little cat seemed curious, but it wasn't until he met the man, Drew, that something remarkable happened. Roswell's gaze shifted in that moment, his wide golden eyes softening in a way she hadn't seen before. It was almost as if he recognized something familiar, a kindred soul. From then on, it became clear that their connection ran deep, so deep that she, the one who had brought him home, slowly found herself slipping into the role of a background character in her own pet's story.
Hi.
You're okay. No? Are you mad at me? Okay.
The bond between Drew and Roswell grew effortlessly. The cat would curl up on his chest, paw at his beard, and sit frozen in quiet admiration for hours. When Roswell got into mischief, Drew never scolded him. Instead, there was a gentle calm between them, as if they understood each other without words. The woman would watch them from across the room, torn between amusement and a tiny pang of jealousy. She noticed how Roswell's behavior toward Drew was different. With her, he was polite, sometimes playful, but with him, there was devotion, a constant, glowing trust. Drew could scoop him up, hold him like a baby, and Roswell would melt into his arms, closing his eyes in perfect contentment. It was the kind of bond she had thought she would share with the kitten. Instead, she watched it bloom between them. Months later, they took a short trip to the Pocono Mountains. The scenery was beautiful, but nothing compared to the welcome they received upon their return. The moment they walked through the door, Roswell's eyes lit up. He ran straight to Drew, squeaking in a way that almost sounded like joy, standing on his hind legs and lifting his front paws as if asking to be picked up. Drew bent down, and they embraced like two friends reunited after years apart. On their first wedding anniversary, she decided to do something playful. She put on her wedding dress and sat on the couch, thinking perhaps it would be a fun way to draw Drew's attention away from the cat for just a little while. But even in her snow-white gown, she couldn't compete. Drew and Roswell were curled together, lost in their own quiet companionship, barely noticing the scene. She laughed softly to herself, realizing she wasn't just sharing her marriage with another person, she was sharing it with a four-legged best friend. It wasn't that Roswell didn't have his flaws. Like many cats, he had bursts of energy in the middle of the night, racing through the house at 3 a.m. as though chasing invisible prey. He had a habit of pouncing on Drew's feet without warning, or wedging himself into the middle of whatever Drew was doing, demanding attention. But these small disruptions never seemed to break their friendship. If anything, they became part of its charm. Over time, she began to see it differently. Instead of feeling replaced, she started to appreciate the quiet gift Roswell had given Drew, a companion who offered him unconditional love without expectation. Their home was warmer for it. She might still be on the sidelines of their bond, but she was part of the picture, even if her role was smaller than she'd imagined at first. On quiet evenings, she would watch them sitting together, Drew reading while Roswell dozed beside him, the slow rhythm of his breathing matching the turning of pages. There was a peace in that moment, a reminder that love comes in many shapes. Sometimes it's not about being the center of someone's world, but about being close enough to feel its light. She often thought back to the day she found him under the shed. She had wanted to give him a home, but in truth, he had given them something far more valuable. He had woven himself into their lives not just as a pet, but as a silent witness to their days, bringing them together in unexpected ways, teaching her patience, and showing them both that the heart always has room for one more. Even now, she still hopes that one day Roswell will choose to share his affection more evenly. Until then, she has learned to find joy in the little moments he offers: a brief nuzzle, a slow blink across the room, a soft paw brushing against her hand. They may not be the deep, endless embraces he gives Drew, but they are hers, and they are enough. Roswell's place in their home is permanent, his bond with Drew unshakable, and though she may sometimes feel like the third wheel, she wouldn't change it. Because loving an animal, even from a step away, is still one of the purest joys a heart can hold. If this story about Roswell touched your heart, take a moment to share it with someone who loves animals as much as you do. Kindness, patience, and a little humor can go a long way in building bonds, whether they're with people or pets. And if you'd like to hear more stories like this, full of warmth and a dash of everyday magic, remember to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss the next one.
What? Yeah, you show that bed.